Assalamu alaikum everyone. All right, let's get into Pepe. We've talked about the daily time frame. We've talked about various RSI divergences, double bottom potential, and we've also talked about if it could be possible for Pepe to go to 330. But today, I want to dive into a smaller time frame, and I want to zoom in into a different pattern. And let's talk about this pattern, because I find this pattern a little bit interesting, and for quite some time it has been building to show up, and I think it's a pattern that potentially has the ability to save the day. So what is this? Now, number one, Pepe has performed very badly. Okay, since Bitcoin yesterday was pumping up, a lot of the coins has moved up pretty nicely, but Pepe is the only coin that right now has not really moved that much better. Now, at the moment, what I want to do is I want to show you the 4-hour time frame, and if we look at the 4-hour time frame here, we got a big resistance coming up, and you can see that this resistance is pretty much a solid one. It has been rejecting the prices over and over again, but at the same time, I have noticed that we have almost like a falling wedge going on in here with Pepe. So if I'm going to drop in the line like that, and these lines look like a falling wedge. Okay, so a falling wedge is in the cards at the moment for Pepe. Could this be the point where we see, you know, Pepe going to the upside, come up to 672, break above, and actually move up even to 914? Because 914 is pretty much a place where Pepe is going to get supply, you know. So this is almost like a supply zone. So if I do bring this one resistance, I've talked about this in the previous updates as well, that if Pepe is not going to break above here, then it's not going to go anywhere. So in my opinion, we have all these patterns going on, and you can see that this was support, turned into resistance, it turned into resistance again. So if you do come up here, it makes sense, because that's another place where it is very possible for you to move up. 893. But all in all, this is a pattern that can actually produce nearly 45%. Now, when I talk about zoom in, I literally mean zoom in. So we're gonna go into 1 hour, and today I don't really do smallest of the time frame, but here we go. Here we go, and let's try to do this as well. So you can see we've previously have this. So I'm just going to take the line again and try to drop in the line in here, and you can see. So number one is you had one touch, bounce up, another touch in there, a bounce to the upside, one touch in here, another bounce, fake out to the downside, move up again, and you're trying to hold this little bit of a support going on in there, right? And then let's do another zoom in to the 1 hour, by the way. And if you look at the 1 hour time frame, we have this one candle, which is almost like a pin bar, which is a reversal candle right on that support zone. So you could actually move up from here. Okay, and if we go on and we try to see the 3 minutes as well, this is crazy how we're zooming in into the details today. And I do see that on the 3 minutes time frame, a lot of people do trade 3 minutes. I used to trade it once upon a time. I'm actually trading this one nowadays as well. But even on the 3 minutes, it does look like we have this falling wedge, a little bit of a falling wedge that has broken out of. And you also have another line coming on in here. So if we drop another little bit of another wedge, almost like a wedge on the 3 minutes in there. I know it's crazy what you're looking at, and you can see that this is a breakup, a little bit of retest trying in there. So maybe coming down to 598 is not going to be good, and from here you could actually see another move up to nearly 641, and once you move to 641, that can actually be 5.4%. And if things get good, all right, when you move up to the higher time frames, then things can actually show that you may move 5%, and then from 5% try to move up to the highest resistance. So that 5% is going to push you up to the resistance of 643, right? It makes sense. But if you end up breaking it, if you end up doing something where you break, you retest, I think you may actually push all the way up to 874. And that's all for the video on Pepe. I'm going to see you the next one. Love.